Why are NBA players so tall? Why are NBA players injury prone? Why are NBA players paid so much? Why are NBA players' feet deformed? There are millions of crazy searches about NBA players, their life, fame, luxury, and money. Well, it is true that NBA players are among the highest paid professional athletes in the world.
As the exposure and influence of the NBA has grown exponentially, so has the cash. While massive contracts are becoming commonplace in almost every major sport, the NBA is on a whole other level. The best paying job in the sports world is an NBA player, by a long shot. The average yearly salary is $7.9 million, which is higher than all other sports and all other leagues on the planet.
But being the best player in the world does not come that easy. Behind all that fame is years of training, multiple injuries, and setbacks. And let's not forget the pressure of performing at a high level in front of millions of fans. With the 2022-23 NBA playoff seasons about to start, we wanted to discuss what makes these NBA players so special and sacred to millions of its basketball fans. I sat down with Mugdha to discuss this topic. I am Ankush Sharma, and you are listening to The News Spot. Hi Mugdha, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So Mugdha, it is said that for money, the most interesting league has to be the NBA. What's your take on this?
I honestly don't watch basketball, but I know for a fact that this sport is all about wall-to-wall action.
What do you mean by wall-to-wall action?
Like, there's literally no time for the audience to get bored. Like, have you watched any NBA games? There's non-stop action taking place with little to no downtime or breaks in between.
Yeah, that's true. There's so much energy in the game. Basically, hardly any time spent calling timeouts or making substitutions.
Yeah, in a basketball game, the average amount of actual action is what, like just 12 minutes, I guess?
Yeah, 12 minutes.
So, for all the people out there who have no idea about basketball, just like me, can you explain why US is so crazy about it?
Well, you know, the NBA, the National Basketball Association, is the highest level of basketball in America.
Yeah, I guess arguably the world's.
Yeah, the season runs from October to April with an 82 game regular season, making it one of the most taxing professional sports.
Most taxing, yeah. And now the league has ended and the playoffs have started. I believe that now the top teams will be competing in the playoffs, right?
Yes, the playoffs will have several rounds before the final match. We'll see who wins the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the photos of this trophy. It is a 2 feet tall sterling silver trophy, right? You know who crafted it, by the way?
No, I don't.
Tiffany and Company.
Really?
Yeah, and Tiffany and Company took about like 4 months for them for to create this trophy.
Well, interesting. Hmm.
So you watch basketball. So who are some of the best players in NBA's history?
Oh, so many. You must have heard about Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant.
Oh yes, Kobe Bryant. Yes, I know Kobe Bryant and his daughter tragically died in a helicopter crash in California, right?
Yeah, that was sad and shocking for all of us.
Yeah. So about NBA, where can I watch NBA games?
Well, anywhere. They are available on television in more than 200 countries around the world, including hundreds of national broadcasts in the USA every year on ABC, ESPN, TNT, and
Mm-hmm.
NBA TV.
NBA is also more global than leagues like the NFL, spreading the viewership and audience. And this isn't even factoring in endorsement deals for the game's top players. While the chances of making it to the NBA are slim to none, if you make it, you should be set for life.
Ah, okay. So what is the duration of the game? Like how long are the quarters? I know there are quarters in basketball.
Yes, so each quarter lasts around 12 minutes.
Okay, so and like 4 quarters, right? So total game is what, 48 minutes?
Yes, 48 minutes, and each overtime lasts about five.
So quite a short game in comparison to other sports.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so give me more information, like for someone who has absolutely no idea.
Well, NBA is divided into two groups called the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. So, Eastern Conference has 15 teams from the eastern part of the US, and the Western Conference has 15 teams from the western half of the US.
Okay.
Like teams like Atlanta Hawks, Chicago Bulls play in the Eastern Conference, and
Mm-hmm.
Denver Nuggets, Phoenix Suns from the West.
Got it. So just the US teams? Like I thought Canada also plays in NBA.
Yes, there is one Canadian team in the NBA, which is the Toronto Raptors.
Okay, and they are part of the Eastern Conference, I guess.
Yes, and they are strong. They won the NBA championship in 2019.
Okay. Okay, great. So what is it like playing for the NBA? I know that NBA means the best players from around the globe.
NBA far and away has the lowest number of total active players in their league at 450, followed by the Premier League at 500, NHL at 713, the MLB at 780, and NFL at 1,536. To be in the NBA, you have to be one of the best 450 basketball players in the world.
Yes, basically the top of basketball excellence.
So these players are getting paid tens of millions for their abilities. They're signing multinational sponsorship deals. I mean, they're the face of the league, right? So their schedule will be tighter than anyone.
Yes, and a regular NBA season consists of 82 games, 41 of which occur on the road. So they are pretty much busy all year.
So hardly any time off.
Yeah, they are expected to maintain a high level of performance and ability throughout the year and have little time off.
And then they need to heal the underlying injuries and illness, during the games, without hindering that with their ability to play. So, like, what is the typical day like?
Well, on game days, they have team breakfast, so players meet between 8:30 to 10 a.m. for breakfast.
And I'm sensing lots of eggs, other protein sources in their plate.
Yeah, of course. Then there is a shoot around.
What is that?
So basically, an informal practice where these players practice for 5 to 6 players shooting at one basket and rebounding others' shot.
Okay, and then?
Then they return for lunch, where the players and their respective team coaches will discuss strategy and the upcoming game plan for the game.
Okay, but where's the personal time?
Yes, they get some time to rest, relax, and
Hmm.
recharge before the start of the game. So this personal time is typically about 2 hours in length and usually ends at 4:30 p.m.
And what does that look like?
Well, they play video games, watch TV or a movie, or simply catch up with friends and family over the phone.
So just like anyone.
Yeah. And after that, they are transported in a team chartered bus to the stadium. They arrive at their respective locker rooms and will also partake in additional warm ups on the court. They usually meet once more to discuss strategy and the upcoming game.
Then I guess time comes for being ready for the game, which I believe, requires a lot of mental preparation.
Oh yeah, you're right. So they change into their respective uniforms, drinking copious amounts of water and sports drink, eating a light snack, using the restroom facilities, and taking any pre-workout supplements, and then warm up at the game before the 2.5 hour game.
I see. So I'm curious about what happens after the game. Like one team wins, another loses. So do both teams rest after that?
No, actually, right after the game, NBA players and their coaching staff will meet quickly to discuss the results of the game and discuss what occurred and what ways the team can improve and any
Uh-huh.
adjustments that can be made for future games.
Hmm.
And then, after meeting in the locker room and showering after the game, NBA players will provide interviews to media staff and will discuss their thoughts on the game with those media personalities.
And I guess after that, just dinner and sleep, right?
Mhm.
So why do you think basketball is different from any other sport?
But basketball is a sport that requires quick reactions and reflexes, right?
Yeah, it is a team sport. I mean, in other sports such as like football, soccer, the players are typically on their own.
And other sports such as football and soccer don't require quite as much strength and speed, I think. They are mainly about strategy and technique.
One of the most interesting aspects about basketball, like I feel, is how quickly it moves. I mean, it is a fast-paced game, which allows high level of variations in play. This is what I observed. Like, this makes it difficult for the opponents, to predict what will happen next, and for the spectators, they're just on their toes all the time.
Yeah, and that's why it is interesting, right?
Yes. So the playoffs are about to begin. What is it like?
So the playoff round consists of 4 rounds. The first round, the conference semifinals, the conference finals, and the NBA finals. So the playoff round consists of 4 rounds. The first round, the conference semifinals, the conference finals, and the NBA finals. The winner of the NBA finals is crowned the NBA champion.
And who will compete in it?
The top 8 teams from each conference, the Eastern Conference and Western Conference that we discussed earlier,
Mhm.
compete against each other to determine the NBA champion.
And the NBA season is, it's always filled with drama and storylines. I see them every time in the news.
Yeah, from players, rivalries to team controversies to underdog stories, obviously they are always under media scrutiny.
So will you be following the playoffs?
Yes, it is so thrilling for me. You should start too, I think. Just give it time and you will see yourself all immersed in this sport.
I guess I can start with the playoffs, right?
Absolutely. The playoffs are the most exciting time of NBA season with high stake games and intense competition. Watching the playoffs can be a great way to get into the sport.
You know what? I'm more interested in how much money they make. Like, can you tell me that?
Yeah, I mean, we all are interested in that because the figures are so shocking. The average salary in the NBA for the year 2021 and 22 season is, listen to this, $7.3 million.
That's insane.
Yeah, the top 10 highest salaries in NBA for 2021-22 season are all north of $39 million, including superstars Stephen Curry from Golden State Warriors and Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant, and the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James.
I don't know if it is for the money and fame of these players or the way you just explain me the sport, but I've made my mind to watch the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I'm really glad you did. Well, and thank you, Mugdha, for discussing this topic.
No, thank you.
NBA playoffs are one of the biggest sporting events in North America. Hardcore basketball fans eagerly wait for this time of the year. The players are not just members of their favorite teams for them, they are legends, people they look up to. With so much division in the world right now, it's calming to see sporting events like these bring people from different walks of life together to enjoy and have fun. Thank you for listening. See you next time.